Have you ever wondered what the best moves in Dragon Generations are? Who am I kidding? Of course you have. You've probably asked me. A lot of people have asked me. And that's why I've been doing this series, trying to find out what the best moves in each saga are, so that way I can finally answer everybody's questions. So this is not the final part. I'm gonna do one more bonus part for Game Pass moves to see if any of them are really worth it. And this is the Buu Saga part, and I'm including Daima in this. And this was the hardest one by far. Like, I've had to really think the most about this one. Number one, how do I format this? Like, do I separate Buu and Daima? Like, what do I do? But the Daima update didn't add enough moves to really consider. So then I said, oh, what if I do it? So Daima you get at 650. So what if I do it at, like, every move you get before 650, and then part 2, and there just wasn't really enough moves. Like, there was still, like, so many moves before 650, because that's including all the Buu Saga mentors, and there's no mentors in Daima. Basically, to skip a lot of yapping and headache, this is basically the rest of the moves. Like, the previous videos were, you know, Space, Future, Namek, Earth. This is the rest of the moves. So let's go ahead and get into it. I'm gonna try my best, since this is such a big level gap. I'm gonna try my best to cover which moves you can get at what level and whatnot, and just do my best. So let's start with beams. So the first beam that you can buy, and this move is tied for a couple other moves too, doing the same damage. But this is Double Buster, so fully charged up, it's gonna do for me, of course. Let's go ahead and show I'm a melee build, you know, yada yada. My stats haven't changed at all in this series, just to keep it fair. So Double Buster's doing this much for me, and that is a direct upgrade from Space, but it's not as good as some moves we're gonna get to a little bit later on. But I just wanted to throw it out there, like, if you wanted a quick upgrade, Double Buster is what you pick. Now, Light Absorber is unique. So this takes 40 ki. It stuns the person you hit it, but it also ki steals. And so as you guys can see, I recovered a lot of ki from that. And it doesn't do, like, that much damage, but its damage isn't, like, terrible or anything. Like, it's not nothing. This next move, Chocolate Beam, it doesn't do that much damage at all. In fact, that time it didn't even hit. Oopsie. But basically, it's like a stun move. It also takes 40 ki, which is a lot of ki, by the way. Let me try that again. There you go. You turn them into chocolate. It stuns them, right? So you can go ahead and hit them and whatever. So I just wanted to give that move a shout out. So Double Buster, you get it level 505, by the way. Light Absorber is level 525, and then Chocolate Beam is 535. So the next move so this is a damage upgrade. This is Majin Kamehameha. This move is level 545, and as you guys can see, it's doing more damage than the previous moves are. Next at 550 is Guilty Flash. Gonna charge it up all the way, doing once again the same amount of damage. And then Big Tree Cannon. So let's charge this one up all the way. So Majin Kamehameha is 545, Guilty Flash is 550, and then Big Tree Cannon is 555. So the next move, this is the last beam I'm going to show, is from Deborah. I don't know why I was typing Deborah, but Evil Flame. So this move from Deborah is also just as good as those other moves as well. So it's a little different. You shoot like a flame burst kind of looking move instead of an actual beam. But anyway, yeah, those are the beams. Those are the beams. All right, so moving on to the blasts section. The first blast is called Shockwave, which it's funny because Shockwave I think of like a really weak move. They typically are in Dragon Ball games, but this move is really cool actually. Just a nice little blast there. Next up is Charge Seal. So I do want to warn you guys, a lot of these moves are basically just reskins. They're all like basically, not reskins totally, like they do look different of course, but Like, a lot of these moves are doing the exact same damage until we get to a very strong move later on. But there are some unique moves as well, starting with Light Pulse. So this move does, like, nothing for damage, but it key steals and it stuns. So that's definitely a good thing. It's a decent move for sure. That's Light Pulse. So 510, level 510 you get Shockwave. Charge Shield's level 520. Light Pulse is level 535. So 545 you're getting Atomic Blast, which is this move right here. Looks very good. Level 550 you're getting Big Bang Impulse. There you go. And then level 565, you're getting Guilty Ball. There you go. So, again, a lot of the moves that are just kind of like, copy-pastes of each other in terms of damage, you really only need one of them. The reason I show all of them is because I want you guys to choose which ones you guys like the most. So that way you, if I just said, like, oh, this is the earliest level 1, just get this one, don't even bother with the rest, like, that's kind of boring, right? So, I don't do that. I don't know. I don't want to promote everyone just get the most efficient move and whatever. I try to give at least variety, right? So, Kamikaze Ghost Attack is next. This is level 575. This move's cool. Little ghost right there. Destroy Everything is this little, like, Planet Burst looking move. It looks really cool. By the way, Kamikaze Ghost Attack might have some sort of, like, tracking to it. There's not really a way for me to, like, test it with how I am. But, I mean, usually the ghosts do track, so who knows. So yeah, where was I? Destroy Everything is 585. Sacred Light Bullet is level 615. And I hate when the animation bugs like that. Kid Buu Mentor is getting the next move, which is Vanishing Ball. Classic move right there. Gotank's Mentor. Next we're gonna do the Blue Glob Drop. Excuse me. So this move, we're not really basing it off of damage. It stuns is the thing with it. But you might say, like, oh, you have other moves that stun, like, why, you know, who cares about this one? Well, this one, I believe, is one of the faster ones I can show off. Galactic Donut as well, I'll show off how much damage it's doing fully charged. So this is from the Gotank's Mentor, and this one also stuns, and it does more damage. The difference between these two moves, oh, number one, Galactic Donut has nowhere near the cooldown as Blue Glob Drop, as you guys can see. But if you see, that's very fast that you can throw that out. Galactic Donut, not quite as fast, but it's still, you know, pretty good, and it's doing more damage. So I think both moves are worth mentioning. And then the best blast in the game right now, despite the glitches it's been through, the nerfs it's had to go through, this move is still easily the best blast by far. You don't have to charge it at all. You just throw this out, and it's doing a nice 20k right there, which is just insane damage. That's more than any beam is doing fully charged, so, fix the game. No, I'm kidding. Well, I'm not kidding, please, but how about we don't nerf Bundle Bomb? How about we make all the other moves better? How about that? How does that sound? Because that would be nice, man. I do feel like the moves in this game are not very strong. Typically, I don't know. Like, some people think otherwise, but I feel like in PvP our health is too low. I'm rambling, but that's just how I feel about it. I feel like in PvP our health is too low and the moves are just like, the moves against NPCs feel underwhelming to me, but that's just me. Anyway, let's continue on. The next part is the hardest part. Okay, so for rushes, it's sort of a similar thing with blasts, except there's like twice as many. The difference with rushes, though, is they go by hits, so different rushes do different amount of hits, and they can also critical hit. So as far as I'm aware, that means the moves with more hits are technically better because they can crit more often. I don't know if there's like something in the code that says, oh, if it does less hits, it has a higher chance to crit. That very well could be the case, but the way I've been doing it, number one as well, like more hits is gonna be meaning when you're fighting a boss, the defense bar gets drained faster. So, oh, like period, like that makes more hit moves better, uh, you know, just at the start. But anyway, the following moves are tied to Space's best rush, which is Revenge Demon. So I actually think Revenge Demon is better because it takes lower stamina, but I'm gonna go through them anyway. And Jesus, there are a lot of them. So we're gonna start with just the slash. So this move, again, all of these moves are roughly the same as each other. It just look at the hits that they do and decide in the animation and decide for yourself which ones you want to get. So this is level 505. You get just the slash. So there you go. Level 525, you get Justice Kick. And this is a rush move. A chase move, I should say. Which looks pretty cool. Level 535, you get Justice Dynamite. A lot of Justice moves here. Level 550, you get Noble Assault. Level 565, you get Abrasive Creed, which is a rush move. Looks really cool. Superior Striker is next at level 565. Atomic Rage Attack is level 640. Big jump. Oh my. Level 640, you get this move. And it doesn't knock back. That's pretty cool. Dragon Break. I actually like this move a lot. It kind of looks like the start of Dragon... So, in this game, Dragon Fist doesn't do, like, the kick at the start. This move kind of looks like the kick at the start of Dragon Fist. So this is level 650. 665 is now Boo turn. So this next move, 675, is Dimension Sword Slash. So this move, you actually need a long sword. So I'm just going to equip the first one that I see. So what is it? Dimension Sword Slash. There we go. Pretty basic move there. Savage Sign is next. So this is level 705. Nice little, it's Vegeto's throw move, right? Meteor Dance is next, so this is Gogeta's move, I'm pretty sure. It's either Gogeta's move, or it's like... Actually, no, I think it's Goku's move that he uses on Kid Buu in Super Saiyan 2. I believe is what this move is. This level 720. One of my favorite moves. Let me see. Explosive Combination. So you get this move from Gohan's mentor. Of course, the Buu Saga Gohan, right? Next is Soaring Explosive Strike, which is actually... Soaring Explosive Fist, sorry, not Strike. This move is just the same move, basically, as the last move. It does the same amount of hits, same amount of damage, and you get that one from Gohan. Next move is Darkness Sword Rush, which is Deborah's move. Looks pretty cool there, and does a lot of hits, too. Next up is Innocence Express, which is a rush chase from Majin Buu. Super Buu is giving a 3-ball attack, which I believe is another rush move here. And after that, Gogeta's giving Super Mad Dance. Oh wow, my keyboard freaked out. Nice. Super Mad Dance. And then Mystic Ball Attack is the last move I'm going to go over in this category. But there are some more rushes I'm going to go over. This is just the category of moves that are all kind of like the same. So just kind of pick what you will. So this is Kid Buu's Mystic Ball Attack. So out of those moves, again, going under the logic of more hits is better, The best move seems to be Darkness Sword Rush from Deborah. That does 9 hits. And that's followed by Dimension Sword Slash, which does 7. As well as Meteor Dance doing 7. And just from there, just whatever you think is best, honestly. The next moves I'm going to go over are slightly better. So we're going to go in order of when you get them. You just excuse me for 1 second. It is this one. Okay. So Mad Banquet is level 600. So level 600, this move right here is actually an upgrade from your other moves. It's doing more damage. Of course, critical hits are gonna be, you know, making this harder to kind of tell. But trust me, I did all these moves until I got them to not do crits. So it took a long time. Next is Short Work. So very, very decent move there. That one is also a direct upgrade to Mad Banquet as well. That's a very good move. So the next move after Short Work is Stardust Impact. Now this move is slightly worse. But it's still very good, and it's a nice little combo move there, level 690. And it does 10 hits, which is very, very nice. You could get a lot of crits. Power Pole Spin is next, and I had to equip a Power Pole, so you can get the Power Pole either from the Game Pass. One of the Game Passes gives it, I think it's the Dragon Ball Saga one, that would make the most sense. Or you could buy it in the accessory weapon shop for, I don't know how much that it is, but you can buy the Daima one. So this is Power Pole Spin. One of my favorite moves. I love that move. I really do. I didn't think I was gonna like the Power Pole moves, but I ended up in play. I did like them a lot. So yeah, those 4 moves are the best rushes. I didn't want to just like. The reason I listed all those other rushes is because I didn't want to just be like, all right, here's the 4 best. And I also, this guide is also for players going through the Buu Saga, knowing which moves they should be buying and which they shouldn't. And so I didn't want them to just say, all right, wait for level 600 to get a decent move. It's like, no, you can get any of these moves. They're all decent as well, but you know, 600 is when you get your first upgraded move, right? So I just try to give you guys the most options and the most choices. So yeah, that is the rushes. That's the hard part over with. Thank God. Alright, let's pray the AI wants to be nice to me today, because we are showing the counters now. So the first counter I'm going to show is Horrific Onslaught. Alright, already nice. Very, very rude of you, AI, to do that. Like, very, very insanely rude. So that was Yakon is next. That move is better than Horrific Onslaught in my opinion, but it does do 1 less hit. Oh man, he punched through my counter. That sucks. I was trying to throw Brutal Destruction. Oh, let's try Horrific Onslaught now. There we go. So that move is pretty decent. Brutal Destruction still on cooldown. Let's try Soul Counter. You are the worst. You know that, dude? You know that naked guy? You are the worst. I hate you. I hate you. Oh my god, look at him. Look at him. He exists only to annoy me. And he punched through my counter again. Oh, I'm gonna lose it. Oh, if I ever do this series again, you best believe I'm doing it with a player. Because I hate you. I hate you so much. Let's try Soul Counter. There we go. I don't think I've seen Brutal Destruction yet, right? Let's try Savage Counter. Nice. And don't worry, I'll go over with how you get them all. Let me just show them all first. This is Brutal Destruction. There you go. I actually like that counter a lot. So Horrific Onslaught is level 550. You can buy it. Yakon is next, level 560. You can buy it. 585, you get Brutal Destruction. 590, you can get Soul Counter. And then Savage Counter is from Vegito. Savage Counter does 12 hits, which makes it pretty interesting. I think that's the most hit counter that there is in the game. Now, I do think that makes that counter quite good. However, the base damage is lower than Rapid Charge Counter and Got You. So if I show Got You real quick, this move takes 500 stamina. Probably the best counter in the game for the stamina cost and the damage that it does. Rapid charge counter, slightly more stamina, also still very, very good damage, but those are the best two counters in the game in my opinion. If you want to throw Savage counter in there, I can't really blame you. I think it's a good number 3 counter for sure. So yeah, that's those are the counters. Let's go ahead and talk about the evasives. So evasives are tricky. You kind of should just pick whichever one works the best for you and whatnot and what you want. I guess that's for every move in the game, huh? But so let's just talk about them real quick. So Power Pole Extend. You can buy this at level 725, so it's very, very late game. And you do need the Power Pole equipped to use it. But I think it's a decent move, and it only takes 1.5 defense bars, so that's pretty good. The only other one I want to mention is Hero's Flute. It's one of these like damaging blast ones. You know, it doesn't do crazy damage at all, but it only takes, you know, 2 defense bars, I believe. So, you know, not too shabby, I guess. But I would take After Image over both these any day of the week. Let's talk about ultimates. Let's do it. So I'm gonna start by talking about key damage ultimates. So Warp Kamehameha is the first one I want to mention. Now the damage on this move isn't stellar, but you can just quickly throw it out and teleport to your opponent. In PvP, it's a very fun move. It can catch people all the time. It caught this guy, unfortunately. Let me reset the positions. And yeah, it doesn't do a lot of damage, but it is good for catching people. And then next, I'm going to talk about this move. I'm not even going to try. But this move right here. Just shoot this out. Nice little 24k. Not bad. So Warp Kamehameha, you can buy at 530. And that other move, you can buy at level 540. Next is called Light Energy. So Light Energy, this is level 550. You don't have to charge it at all, and it does a nice 27k. I think this is an underrated ultimate. I don't see anyone talk about this move. It does a lot of damage for just, you know, how fast it is. Oh wait, do you have to wait, what? I'm so confused. We're making a discovery, chat. What is going on? How come it's doing different damage? What's going on here? We saw it do the big damage, right? So what's going on here? I'm so confused. I am so confused right now. You guys have no idea. Okay. Ignore me. This move sucks. It's not working. Did it do that much because it was hitting 2 people? Am I stupid? Forgive me, everybody. Let me, I need to fact check my facts. No, it just showed the same damage for some reason. I don't know, man. We saw it do the damage. I think we did at least. The max damage counter said so. So like based on range or something like, what's going on here? I don't know, man. You know what? Never mind. Ignore Light Energy, I guess. It sucks, apparently. Let's try True Kamehameha. Hopefully the damage on this one's freaking working. So this one you do have to fully charge. And it's gonna do a whopping that much damage. And it's not bad. That is level 575. You can get True Kamehameha. One of my favorite moves in the game, for sure. Super Majin Kamehameha is next. So this is doing the same amount of damage as True Kamehameha. The only difference that I really know of is this move has a bigger explosion. As you can see there, the explosion was massive. I'm pretty sure True Kamehameha does not have an explosion that big. Which isn't... Oh, no, it does. Okay, never mind. They're probably the same then. Yeah, the explosion being big matters because for quests that you have to kill a lot of NPCs, I like using Super Majin Kamehameha for that. Next up is kind of a gimmick ultimate. So Lightning Shower Rain. This move doesn't do that much damage at all. Really? But, well, there it did a lot of damage. I think that's like a training mode thing. I don't know, man. Listen, this game, we all know this game stinks. Anyway, the real reason I'm showing this move off is because, and it's inconsistent as heck, by the way. But the real reason I'm showing this move off is because it has good, like, decent enough tracking where if you're jumping a boss, you can just kind of throw these out. But its real hidden talent is against giants. The giant characters, all the particles of the move are gonna hit them, and they can't vanish it. One weakness this move has is that when you're hitting them on an NPC that can vanish, they can actually just vanish out of it if they choose to. So giants can't vanish, so that makes the lightning shower rain very good on them. Stardust Breaker is next. So this is from Gogeta. Lightning shower rain, by the way, is from Janemba. And then Super Majin Kamehameha, I don't know if I said it, but level 595. And then Janemba, of course, gives Lightning Shower Rain. Gogeta gives Stardust Breaker, which, you fully charge it, does 2 hits, equaling 16,032 damage for me. And it gives you, like, a small stun. So if I just kind of throw it out, I can move throughout that whole thing. And I can shoot another move at them. So if I do it again, I still have Galactic Donut. I can charge that up and throw it, you know? So it's, like, it's pretty... I really like Stardust Breaker. It's a very fun move. And then the final beam I'm going to show is Final Kamehameha. Now this move, this one might be the one with the small explosion, but this is doing quite a lot of damage, 26,000. And yeah, it had a smaller explosion, but it's doing the most damage out of those beams. There is one more move I want to show, and it's kind of a gimmick move, but it also is a very, very powerful gimmick move. The Super Spirit Bomb. So it's very confusing how it works. So if I kind of just throw it out, you'll see. I should have fully charged it, but if I just throw it out, it really doesn't do that much damage. Let me fully charge it this time. So you'll see it does 23 hits. However, the real benefit of this move is when you are transformed and you use it. So if I go ultimate form, now of course it's going to do more damage, right? Obviously, I'm going to form now. But you'll see it does even more damage than it really should be, because the animation is longer when you're transformed. So it goes for, it does like over double the hits, I'm pretty sure. And that equaled, what, 98,000 damage? Now, if I charge a final Kamehameha, we already discussed this was the best beam in the game. Ultimate beam. That's doing less damage. So, the Super Spirit Bomb transformed, I believe, is the strongest ultimate in the game for just pure damage. Now, of course, it takes forever to drop that move and whatnot, so, like, maybe it's not the most efficient move. But it's a very, very good move. Along with Final Kamehameha. Let's talk about melee ultimates now. So, Crash Launcher and Dragon Fist are the first two I want to talk about. So, Crash Launcher, this move is just doing a lot of damage. This is a very consistent move. You can buy this at level 5. Or I should point out real quick, sorry. Super Spirit Bomb, you can get that in the shop at level 610. And if I didn't mention it, Final Kamehameha is from Vegito. So yeah, that's how you get those moves. So Crash Launcher is level 565. And that's what it looks like. Now the next move is Dragon Fist. So Dragon Fist is a little bit of a funky move, has a bad reputation, but it does this animation, and then it just kind of chases the person until it hits them. And the amount of damage it does in training mode is bugged. So for me, if Crash Launcher is doing 28,856 damage, Dragon Fist is doing 19,184. So Dragon Fist damage is quite lower. It's not horrible at all, but not the best. But the whole point of Dragon Fist is it does have that great tracking. Next, I'm going to talk about Videl Rush. Videl Rush is probably the best rush move in the game, if I had to say. Well, Crash Launcher is doing more base damage, but Videl Rush you'll see. Does a bunch more hits. And you see there, I got 5 crits. So that automatically makes it, like, has, like, an edge over Crash Launcher, even if it's doing slightly less damage. Now, we're gonna try one more time with these counters, man. Shoot, okay. Well, at least it doesn't have, like, a horrible cooldown, right? Because it's an ultimate. Do you see that? He just starts, like, air humping me, dude. Like, go away. That's gross. You're gross. Okay, what the heck? Okay, you know what? Cut that out, editor. I'm not gonna cut it out. Who am I kidding? There we go. So, Burst Rush. So, by the way, Videl Rush you get from Fidel. Burst Rush you get from Gohan. So, the only thing Burst Rush has not going for it is it has a bad... The community calls it end lag. I don't know if that's the word I would use. But that animation there, I can only move as soon as I showed you guys that I moved. Like, I was spamming trying to move out of that. So, it kind of freezes you in place, which is horrible for PvP. But even in the actual game, kind of stinks, but it's not so bad, right? So yeah, that is Burst Rush. And there is one more ultimate I'm going to show you guys. the infamous one. So, Dome Speed Rush is tricky, to say the least. It's this move right here. Now, the reason this move is tricky is, number one, the damage is bugged for training mode, so it's not doing 700k in base, not even near. However, it scales off of melee and ki, so the punches you see do melee damage, but the ki blasts do ki damage. And as you see, I have terrible ki damage. If I was on a ki damage slot, this move would be insane. So for me, legit, Dome Speed Rush, let me check my notes. It does... Where'd it go? Here it is. So this does 25,315 for me in the actual game, which is slightly better than Videl Rush, but it's worse than Crash Launcher. So the thing is, I'm not a ki build, and it's doing that much damage. The ki blast portion of it, like, it is bugged, but you guys will see, like, the ki blast portion of it is the part that does the bug damage. I don't know what causes it to do the bug, but that little ki blast part in the actual game is still the most, like, valued part of the move. It's doing way more than the melee part of the move is. So if you're a ki build, this move is insane. It is so good. So I do want to give it a shout out. I think it's the best ultimate in the game, and it's honestly, like, it's just crazy good. It really is just fantastic. So go ahead and grind for that. So you get Dome Speed Rush from the Tamagami #1 drop. It's very, very rare, but you get it from Tamagami #1, which is the one in the first Demon Realm, of course, which is the third one if you're going in terms of progression. So you start in the third, you make your way to the second, and then you make your way to the first. So yeah, that is that's it, man. That's all the... Oh my god. I just had the Game Pass one to do. And then I'm done. Until new moves come out, which will be... Checks notes probably very soon with the Path update dropping. So, let me know what you guys think. Those are the best moves in the game and whatnot. Not counting Game Pass moves, which only a couple of you will probably care about. Well, I think a lot of people will care, because, you know, they'll be like, oh, is it worth even buying them? But anyway, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. This is probably a very long video. Thanks, guys, for watching all that stuff. Please stop asking me what the best moves are. Here you go, here's the answers.